I wanted to talk about aerobic fitness. So, which again is one of those terms people are like, "What is aerobic fitness? If I'm a runner, am I aerobic fit, or if I'm a rugby player, if I'm aerobic fit, or if I'm a weightlifter, I'm aerobic fit." So, and that is actually one of the tests we do is a VO2 Max test. So, and VO2 Max test is pretty much a test that you can do in a lab where they put a mask on you, oxygen in, CO2 out, and they put a certain load on your muscles, and then they check how you perform under that load and get a value of how much oxygen you use against a certain load on your muscles. And then obviously your weight is also dependent in the calculation, and then you get a value of oxygen use per kilogram body weight.
Yeah, and that's actually your maximum value. At maximum exercise,
Yeah.
what's the amount of oxygen you can get out of the system?
Yeah, so it's quite a tough test because they have to ramp it up, and they actually run you to where you're absolutely exhausted and can't do it anymore. And then you've got this mask on your face when you actually, when you're really tired and you're sucking air and you're struggling against the mask. But a very, very good predictor for longevity. So, and I mean, what that actually shows us is where you are now. So absolutely where you are now and relative where you're going to be when you're an 80-year-old. So the relative fit person now, if you have a VO2 max of 35, absolutely you are fit-ish, but relatively you are quite unfit to a person with a VO2 max of 30 at 80 years old because of that graph that we always talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So VO2 max do decrease over time. So we lose about 10% per decade. So if you start off with a VO2 max of 35 in your 30s, you're going to have a major problem when you reach your 80s. So it can't be 30, 35 in your 30s. And that's the thing. That's the one learning as well, is that we actually need to get these values up much higher than I thought before. We need to try and push up that value so that when you get that decline, that you end up at a value that's acceptable to for your age at that point in time.